would you do if you got a friend request from God? The hit series God Friended Me explores just that, as a group of friends use their new connection to help others.
Yeah, and season 2 kicks off with Cara, played by Violett Beane, on the search for someone from her past who may be linked to the God account.
So, you said there was something I could help you with.
Yeah, there is. Part of the reason I came here to study abroad 5 years ago was because I wanted to look up a friend of my mom's who I met when I was young. She was living in Paris at the time, and I thought she might know where my mom was. She didn't, but we ended up getting really close, and she's actually the whole reason I became a journalist. Wanted to follow in her footsteps.
No, that's not a bad origin story.
Actually, there's more.
And here to tell us more is Violett. Welcome, glad to have you here.
Thank you.
So we see from that clip, Cara is in Paris to kick things off this season. Catch us up with what we're going to find out in this episode and this season.
Yes. So at the end of season 1, there was the big cliffhanger of Cara going to Paris and also this new character, Joy, coming into play.
And leaving Brandon hanging.
I know. Poor Miles. But yeah, so we start the season off with Cara being in Paris. She's writing this book for Simon Hayes. And what we soon come to realize is that, you know, maybe Cara isn't in Paris for that reason. Maybe there's another reason there, that she's there, and maybe it has to do with the God account. And over the course of about 3 episodes, Miles is on his own journey, and we kind of realize that the two of their stories come together and ultimately bring Miles to Paris.
Oh, we like that.
You actually filmed in Paris, too,
We
right?
did.
How nice is that?
It's amazing.
Yeah. How long were you there for?
We were there for about 4 days.
Not long enough.
Not long enough. I mean, I've been to Paris before as a tourist, but going and filming in, like, we filmed at the Louvre at 6 a.m. when the sun was rising and there was no one there.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, when have you gone to the Louvre and there's no one there?
No, love Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Exactly. Definitely felt like Bay.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it was awesome just being able to be there and to work and have a French film crew. And, they drink wine at lunch. Like,
As you should. As you should.
Oh, wait, we need to start doing
yeah.
Yes, we do.
Can we hook that up?
We've been trying. Right, we've been trying. The efforts continue. So fans are really happy that Cara and Miles are together. How did you feel, though, when you read that they were going to be separated in 2 different countries? Were you okay with that plan by the writers?
You know, I am a big believer that distance makes the heart grow fonder, and I think that if they can get through this, then that means they're pretty strong and they can get through anything. So I think it's okay.
Was the intention always from the beginning of this for Miles and Cara to get together? Do you know?
I think it was kind of in the back of the minds of our show creators.
It could have gone any way.
It could have gone any way, and I think they were being careful because sometimes that can like throw off the vibe of a show when the main characters get together. But I think like we're doing it in a way that still keeps everyone as a team. And, yeah.
Well, so like you said, at the end of the last season, someone else is friended by God. So how does she fit into the mix?
So in episode 1, when we kick off, Miles hasn't been able to find her since she came up to him, and it's been months. So him and Rakesh are trying to track her down, and eventually they do find her. And then basically Miles goes through this like sort of whirlwind of, is the God account done with me? Is this like, am I done? Has it moved on? And ultimately, there's a twist that sort of reveals that for him, reveals it for Cara, and sort of brings them back together.
And are you getting closer to finding out who is behind the account?
We are. So in the first season, we kind of are focusing mostly on who's behind it. That's kind of like what's driving the characters. And I would say in second season, there's definitely still that mystery to it, and we're always trying to find out who's behind it. But I think we kind of take a little bit of a turn towards, you know, why has it chosen us? Why has it chosen Miles? Why are we on this path, as opposed to who's behind it? Because it's a little bit more like why are we being called to this, as opposed to everyone else?
Yeah,
so
that's more important almost.
Yeah.
And it's important to say, I think, that this is not necessarily a religious show. It's a feel-good show. Wouldn't you? Is that how you would describe
100%.
it?
I think our show is about connectivity, about being there for each other, about, you know, taking the time to look and notice the people around you and see if they need help and be there for them.
Yeah.
And I think religion plays a part in that, but I don't think it's you know, saying any one religion does that better than anyone else.
Yeah, it's definitely not a preachy show.
Yeah.
Well, season 2 of God Friended Me premieres Sunday, September 29th on CBS, so be sure to check it out. Great to have you here.
Thanks so much.
Thank you guys so much.